Hello everyone, Mythical Island boosters just came out, and one of the element types that got the biggest surge of really good, what I think are going to be really strong or insanely strong cards, was Grass. So Grass got the incredibly broken Celebi EX, which is a 2 energy cost where you just go on a coin flipping simulator and you flip a number of coins equal to how many energies you have attached to Celebi. And so I have had upwards of 10 coin flips with Celebi so far, and it can get absolutely nuts. No matter how bad your coin flip luck is, if you have 10 coins that you're flipping, odds are you're going to do at least 100 damage. Statistically, you should do about 250 damage with the 10 coins, which is crazy for a basic Pokemon. We also have the alternate Execute, which is going to be a ramping tool similar to like Melmetal. And then we have the alternate Exeggutor that came out, the basic Pokemon that is kind of like a stage 1 Alakazam. You can evolve this right away. You have that ramping, and then he is just going to dominate the game because we have so much high energy attachment. And even if not, it's an 80 base power attack, plus 20 for every energy that they have attached to their Pokemon. Absolutely craziness. And then the bread and butter that kind of ties the entire thing together is Serperior. Serperior has a really cool ability called Jungle Totem. Jungle Totem is each grass energy that is attached to your grass Pokemon provides 2 grass energy. And so it is retroactive. If you had 2 and then you evolve into Serperior, you now have 4. And so Celebi is online with 1, Exeggutor is online with 2, and he is going to be that late game sweeper that just comes in and dominates, or he's that frontline early game tank that is just sitting there absorbing damage as you dig for your Celebi, as you dig for your Serperior stuff. He is just a frontline tank if he needs to be. And so for this version, I brought 2 copies of the new Execute, 2 copies of the new Exeggutor basic Pokemon, and then 1 copy of Exeggutor EX, our old Exeggutor EX. And the reason for that is sometimes you're going to be going first, you have the first evolution. If you have Execute on the board, you probably want to start with some pressure, and Exeggutor EX can absolutely do that. And by having 3 of them built into your deck, you have a better chance of drawing 1 of them. And with Execute only having 50 HP, you are going to need some assistance. You're going to need a quick evolution if it is on the front line. We have 2 copies of Celebi, 2 copies of the Serperior line, and then for our trainers and supporters, we have the Pokeball, Professor's Research, and then we have double copies of Sabrina. You could probably cut one for X speed if you wanted. Sometimes that helps with a Snivy if you have to start him, and then you don't really want him on the front line. You want to retreat him out. And then I have 1 copy of Erica. So much healing from the Erica card, but honestly, I don't know what else we could cut. We could cut the Exeggutor EX, but then there are some games where you want that early damage and that early pressure, and so that feels bad. We could maybe cut one of Sabrina's, but I don't think we need that much healing. And so sometimes 1 Pocket Erica can give us enough kind of stalling to find the resources that we actually need. And so we're going to go ahead and jump over into a couple of games. The deck is amazing. The new cards are so exciting to play around with. And with this deck, I've been able to face into Mewtwo decks, Mew EX decks. I haven't ran into any Pikachu. People are experimenting with other things. I've ran into a lot of Celebi decks, and I've been able to hold my own and win most of the time. With this version, having that Execute, I think, is going to be key, giving you more avenues to not start necessarily with your Snivy, but start with something a little bit more high pressure that's actually going to serve you in the long run, rather than just that evolution line. And so we're going to go ahead and jump over into a couple of games. Thank you guys, as always, for being here. I hope you guys enjoy. Fine. Beautiful. That is what we needed. So we have the evolution line. So now our 3 is equivalent to 6. We can potentially knock out the Mew. We just need good average statistics, good average stats here. Let's go ahead and evolve the Execute just in case they go with a Sabrina as a like a backup. If we can kill Mew EX, if we can't, we probably die here. But let's give it the 50-50 shot. Come on. Oh no, that's not a good start. 1. Came back in the clutch. We got the 50-50. We got the 3 out of 6, so the half. But that puts us back in the driver's seat because now we are in control. We have the Serperior. we have the extra damage coming down. Even though they hit us hard, they hit us fast. I'm glad that they attached so much onto their Mew EX. So Mewtwo, the most they could do is 50 damage here. Even if they do a Sabrina, we throw in Serperior. We can retreat it out for just the one, and then put Celebi back in. There's the Sabrina. Let's go Serperior, because we can retreat it out for just what we have right now, which is so beautiful. And then we can just put Celebi back in. So the 50. Go ahead and retreat for the, the Celebi EX. Oh, it's so frustrating because that should be so much more expensive than it is. And it's just not because of the Serperior. So we have 8 shots. We have to get 3 heads out of 8. And just for good measure, I'm going to throw Sabrina as well. That way, if we do happen to miss, they can't hit us with a side drive attack. And so we have an extra turn still. Let's go ahead and see what we can make happen. Now, if they have another Sabrina, like if they survive this and have another Sabrina, they don't, then we wouldn't be able to retreat out the Exeggutor right off the jump. But we have our 8 coins that we were flipping here. You throw in enough coins, eventually you're going to hit heads. Not off the first one, though. Oh. Okay. Jesus. 3 out of 5. My coin flip luck is abysmal. But whenever you have 8 of them to flip, I actually got 2 out of 10 earlier. I was fuming. But 3 out of 5 will absolutely take. We'll grab the victory versus the Mewtwo deck. Let's jump over into the next one. All right, so we're going second again. We get the Execute. So we're attacking first, which is beautiful here. Because then we can get the extra energy onto the Execute. And maybe we find our basic Exeggutor and can start smashing just 82. I've hit a 200 with it, with the 4 energy attack. And so they start with Celebi. It's going to be a strong deck. Like, this deck is, in my opinion, what stands out as very clearly the strongest you can do. Not necessarily with Venusaur line. I don't like the Serperior with Venusaur. I think it's just too many lines to get good value from. So let's go Pokeball here, see if we find a Snivy. We do. And then we have the Serperior evolution line. Oh my goodness. This game is over before it has even begun. Let's get the second Serperior. We get the Exeggutor. We get the Exeggutor EX. I don't know. We don't have the regular Execute. It might come down to it where we have to go into the EX so that we start pressuring damage. But I would much rather be able to maybe top deck here either our second Professor's Research or the other alternate Exeggutor, the basic one. Exeggutor EX is in the deck just as that failsafe, just as that back line in case we need it. There's a second Execute. Is awfully cute. Let's go here. Let's go with the EX. I don't like it, but it is what it is. And then let's go ahead and build onto this one. All we need with the Serperior online, all we need is 2 energy to be able to be doing our 80 to high-end 200 plus damage attack. So the coin does flip heads. We hit 80. We're going to put their Celebi on the run very early on here. And they could potentially hit us for 100. They do have the Venusaur backline, which I feel like is probably... I don't feel like it pairs with Celebi well. I feel like you definitely need Serperior, and if they have both, that's way too reliant on so many stage 2 evolution lines. So they do use one Erica. They burn an Erica. Let's see if they hit any heads. The bad thing about Celebi is if you don't have that Serperior, something to like just really make sure that you have a lot of coin flips, you can run into a situation like that where you hit absolutely nothing. It's so sad. Let's go Serperior. Let's go second energy onto Execute. I say we go ahead and do Sabrina now, before their Venusaur is online. Because right now he's 3 turns away from being able to attack with even a 60 damage. And so that gives us plenty of time to try to find the other Exeggutor, or potentially, man, another heads, or potentially our own Celebi line to start like building that up. And we have 9 cards. We're in the bottom 9, so the chances are we start finding one of those pretty soon. They do build onto the Venusaur. At the Pokeball. Let's see if it's the Snivy or if it's Celebi. Or it could be another Bulbasaur. Yeah, another Bulbasaur. Maybe. Okay, just playing Devil's Advocate. Do they have 2 X speeds? That is beautiful. I don't like it, but it is beautiful. So Celebi is right back in there. Goodness. See, we're back to the coin flip simulator. Oof. Okay, heads and tails. They haven't made up their odds yet. But we'll take the 50 damage. They can't one-shot us with the Celebi attack. I mean, I guess they can, though, if they attach a 3rd energy onto it. We do get Celebi, though. And so now we're going to be looking pretty solid here. Let's go with the Celebi. We could retreat out and do 2 coin flips to try to beat the Celebi, but I don't think we need to. I'm going to go... with our Erica, just to give us that extra padding. We can retreat out the Exeggutor EX as is with the extra energy we have on him. We do hit a tails, but the more time I can stall for Celebi to get like really ramped up and online, the better. Also, a base Exeggutor to evolve this little cutie down here would be massive too. So the Ivysaur, yeah. Playing Devil's Advocate. Jorge? I think it's Jorge. Jorge could have pulled 1 pack and got Celebi EX and was like, what can we add this into with what we have now? Not everybody is going to wail out as hard as I did or have saved up as many hourglasses or whatever. All right, back to the coin flip. And only keeping 2 is interesting because it is just very reliant on what you flip. Versus the more you have, you better your odds every single step of the way. All right, let's go base Exeggutor. He is now online. We have that guaranteed damage, which I like. Let's go ahead and retreat out the EX, put in the regular. And we're still building the Celebi in the back line, and this guy is smacking 80 to 120 every turn, and he's a basic Pokemon. And so once he dies, that's 1 point for them. We can throw into another basic and still stall for time as we build onto Celebi, as we dig for our Serperior, which we have at this game. But if we didn't, we have that opportunity to be able to dig. My goodness, the Exeggutor EX, if you get him online, crazy. He's like an Alakazam, but it's a 1-stage evolution. So nasty. And then you have the Serperior to help ramp it into existence that much faster. This is everything I wished Alakazam was, and more. Well, it doesn't look... It looks like he closed out, I think. I think he closed out of the game. But we may be able to just go ahead and get our attack off anyways. Yeah, this deck is going to be nasty. Once you pull the cards for it, definitely give this one a shot. Let's jump over into the next one. All right, we are going second. We get the Execute. We get double Execute, which, yeah. We do get the version where we can ramp up, so we're going to be looking for basic Exeggutor within our deck. We're also looking for Snivy so that we can evolve into the Serperior. But for now, we'll just go ahead and focus on this. Go ahead and go growth zone, growth spurt. I can't read. I'm so sorry, you guys. All right. And then I do think we're going to be seeing a lot of grass decks in the next few days. My biggest concern, I've been able to beat Mewtwo decks. I haven't ran into any Pikachu. My biggest question mark is, could this hold up against the Charizard Moltres stuff? I think it comes out of the gate fast enough that it is possible, but I don't know for sure. Let's go ahead and evolve into the Exeggutor, because if they evolve into Servine, it's 50 damage, and they could have one-shot the Execute. I don't want that to happen. So we're going to evolve. We're not going to be able to do anything. Do we ever Sabrina here? No, I think we save the Sabrina. We might throw it next turn. If they evolve into a Servine for that back line, we might do a little flip-flop. They could also evolve this front line into the... or none of them. Okay, we're okay with that. We're absolutely fine. We have the double Sabrina. Right now, nothing except for the Exeggutor on the front line, but he is a massive behemoth. This attack, crazy strong. And the scaling, especially as people are using things like Serperior, it's crazy strong as well. Because if they have a Serperior online and they have 2, it counts for us, for our purposes, as 4. It's so good. I love this card. This is one of the strongest cards in my opinion. So they do have the Celebi that comes down. We might make them pivot out of Snivy. No, okay, we're just gonna move on. Let's go to the next one. All right, next up we have Zaku, and we are going second. So we do get to attach the first energy. By all means, we can throw that on to Celebi. Let's go ahead and start the battle. We have 2 Pokeballs to try to find Snivy. They have the beautiful Mew EX. So they're going to be doing the genome hacking to try to copy Celebi. They get the coin flips. Is it going to be enough? Who knows? But I assume this is a Mewtwo deck. I've had a pretty good track record so far against Mewtwo decks, just because we can start pumping so much so fast. But I have not seen anybody run Sigilyph. So we will see. Let's go Snivy. We're going to thin our deck by 2. And so even if we don't necessarily play these Pokemon, if we get when we get an Execute, we're going to play that. But even if we didn't happen to play them, it thins our deck by 2, giving us a better chance to draw into the evolution forms for Snivy, which is what we're looking for and what we need. All right, let's go ahead and just attach energy on the Celebi and end. And let's see. I'm curious if they try to force Sigilyph into the front line. It's basically just like a Meowth with a little bit more HP. So I don't see it being worthwhile. I don't. Maybe I'm wrong. So that they can draw into their Gardevoir and stuff like that. Wait. They retreated out the Mew and then still attach energy to it. I thought they were gonna do it so that they could draw, but they're trying to build up the genome hacking. It's interesting, which can knock us out depending on how many energy they have attached to it. But it is what it is. Let's go ahead and flip our 2 coins. See if we can get double heads. Would be cool. Any heads would be acceptable. And so we do a little bit of pop shot damage to the Sigilyph. We need 1 more heads to hurt it. They're going to probably attach onto the Mew EX here. And if they only have 3, they would have to get 3 heads to knock out our Celebi in one go. And so statistically, it's not likely. It could happen, but statistically, it's not likely. And so Professor's research is nice to see, giving us some additional reach. Maybe we find our evolution line, Servine for Snivy. Now we just need Serperior. And do we go ahead and build onto the Execute? Because right now we don't really need just a nasty amount onto the Celebi, I don't think. I almost feel like we start building up the Exeggutor. Because worst case scenario, actually best case, we get Serperior and we can switch into that, and it's just that guaranteed damage. And so 1 and 1 again, we're fine with those. We will knock out the Sigilyph. Mew EX would have to get 3 heads in a row here to be able to knock us out in one shot. But we have 3 out of 8 to draw into Serperior. No. Yeah, 3 out of 8. So the genome hacking, it's fine. We're okay with the genome hacking. Then they have Kadabra, so they're going with the Alakazam. This is better Alakazam on our bench. Uh-oh. Oh no. I ran my mouth too much. Woof. Okay. I ran my mouth too much. And they said, you know what? Watch. We'll get 3 heads in a row. Serperior? Ooh, beautiful turn of events. Let's go Serperior. Let's go energy into the 140 damage psychic attack. And so they did hit the beautiful 3 heads, but it was not enough. It was able to get them the 2, but we had the Exeggutor on the back line built up, slowly being built up into just the massive one-shot sweeper. We'll take it. Let's jump over into the next one. All right, we are going first. We get the Execute. So we could evolve it into Exeggutor if we find it. We do get a lot of draw here. So we have the double Pokeball, the Professor's Research. A good chance we find, wow, Snivy. We find it before the Pokeballs. I'm still going to throw both of them, and we do dig through our deck with these, so we're thinning it, giving us a better chance to find Serperior, or any of the like the Exeggutors, any of the evolution lines that we need. So let's go ahead and go Professor's Research. There's the Exeggutor. There's the second Celebi. Still no Snivy or Serperior, but I'm hoping that'll be okay. Go ahead and go Celebi. We have the Snivy. Do we go ahead and do second Celebi? No. I think we're just going to leave it as is for now. That was a good turn. It was a really, like, I couldn't have asked for a better opener. We have the Exeggutor to evolve, but if they attach energy onto the Snivy, then we have to probably evolve this turn, because otherwise they could evolve into the middle, the stage 1 version, and that 2 energy does 50. They don't attach on the Snivy though, so we are at least somewhat safe, relatively safe. Do we ever try to knock out the Snivy? I like the Exeggutor EX a bit better, but I can't pass up the opportunity to potentially just pop shot this Snivy before their game even gets going. So 50-50. I can't turn down. I can't turn down a 50-50. Go ahead and wait just a second before flipping, and then oh no, we miss it. But the one thing that I do know is they will probably have to retreat out the Snivy. And they're counting their blessings at this point. Oof. So since we didn't get the 50-50, I wish we would have held off and waited. We could have had Exeggutor up and online pretty quickly, but that's all right. Do switch it out for the Delmas, and they have the Servine. Oof. Now if they have Serperior, we're in a very, very tough spot. We have Serperior, but we need the middle evolution one. The good thing is we can build up our Celebi, since Exeggutor only needs the 1 energy for his attack. Let's hope for the best. Hey, good. Now, next turn, we can knock out the Delmas. But then it comes down to Celebi EX, which I think is going to be pretty tough, because I have a feeling they're going to evolve into Serperior here. I have a gut feeling that the one that we let get away is going to come back to haunt us every day of our lives. No evolution. Okay. We could let Delmas live and start knocking down the backline Celebi, potentially. Or we just go ahead and do this. I don't think we get cheeky with it or sly. I think it's just this and we call it a day. Because it doesn't matter what we flip here. Heads, tails. We are going to be able to knock him out. And then we save the Sabrina for a different occasion. They could get 3 heads at max unless they get Servine or have a Giovanni and get insanely lucky. Then Exeggutor can at least get a hit off on Celebi, which is beautiful. Okay, Snivy, no Serperior. Ooh, bad luck for them. Pretty bad luck for us too, but get 3 flips here. Good start. Oh my, this is the second time that I've had the triple Celebi heads happen. Oh, I never get that lucky. I don't think we do Sabrina. I think we just stand up to this like a man and try our best and just hope that we hit the 80 and then we can finish it off with the Celebi. Oh my goodness, we don't hit the heads. Oh. Well, who knows? This opponent that we're going against, they could have had 10 games before this that they hit straight tails the entire time. The entire game. But we are going to have... Ooh, they're going to go with an X speed? To build up the... I guess if they have Serperior, they can knock us out with Snivy, yeah? They get it? No. Super interesting. We do get our second Serperior, you guys. Bottom 5, we have Professor's Research and 2 Servines. Oh, no. Well, okay. It is what it is. All right, we're going to try our best. We don't know if this is going to... Please, heads, thank goodness. If it's going to knock out Snivy or not. But all we can do is hope. All right, so that is our second, which is, I mean, it is what it is. But we now need to finish off a Celebi, which they have a big, beefy, built-up Celebi. We're going to have 5. We're going to have 5 energy. Oof, they get a Professor's Research. They should have a Serperior now. The problem is we do not, cannot, will not have a Serperior. Now, they did get 3 out of 3 heads, though. Not that it really made much of a difference in the grand scheme of things, but they got 3 out of 3. Maybe we get lucky and we get 3 out of 5. That makes me sick to my stomach. What? You guys, I think I said it in an earlier match. I had a 10 energy Celebi, so 5 with the Serpine. And I got 2 heads out of 10. They got 7 out of 8. What in the world is going on? Oh, man. Okay. So we're going to do... I'm gonna do a Sabrina. If we don't one-hit KO the Celebi in the back line, at least this requires them to not put a 5th, so 10 heads. And they've hit enough heads through the course of this game that, honestly, I think we should be able to... they should hit enough tails. It's fine. We're fine. We may be coping. We're just going to hit 3 out of 5. We've seen them beat the odds 2 times. 2 out of 2. Good. Good. I never doubted you, Celebi. Coming in clutch. We will grab the very close win. They were able to fit in X speed into their build, but I think it becomes much more reliant on the Celebi and the Serperior than with the Exeggutor EX stuff. And so we're going to go ahead and end it there. Thank you guys, as always, for being here. This has been TLSG. Later, guys.